Hi, this is The Greatest Story Ever Played. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about the second issue of the Life is Strange comic. I guess we'll actually just probably go straight into the recap. We kind of went on the background info on our first episode on the comic. So I guess if you haven't listened to that, check that out for more info on the comic. But recap, so we pick up with Max and Chloe driving to Arcadia Bay for the 1-year memorial of the destruction of the bay.
Yep.
And it starts with them talking in the car, and they're both, apprehensive, nervous to go back, understandably. And they talk about how it will hurt to go back to see these things again and know these people have died, but we're together, so we can do it. Then a little while later, Chloe's truck breaks down while they're on the way. Turns out she didn't put some oil in it that it needed or whatever. And so they're talking, and one of them makes a joke like, oh, you could just rewind time to do that. And then the other one says, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. And you're like, yeah, I know I wouldn't. You know, we know our rule. We never use Max's powers. We take life as it comes.
Yeah,
so,
oh, interesting.
Yeah, it seems like they've got kind of a motto that they've gone with since then. Which is probably good.
Yeah, seeing as how starting to use her powers led to probably the destruction of Arcadia Bay. I could see them not ever wanting to use them again.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be hard to be authentic anymore. If you had infinite redos, it seems like that would be hard to have a relationship or make choices or anything like that. If you could just get do-overs on the reg and did you know the do-over happened?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah, especially as Chloe. Yeah.
Right.
Kind of weird.
Right. Did you rewind because you made me mad and so you tried to say it a different way or
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems better not to use it.
Yeah, it's fair. So. Also, we see Max doesn't take pictures anymore.
Yeah.
She can use pictures to go back in time.
Right.
So that's another big thing that's different.
Yeah. It sounded like her taking the band photos was a first time doing it in a while.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah, that was pretty noteworthy. Max tries to talk to Chloe about her mom, and Chloe just kind of throws it off and doesn't want to. I don't want to talk about Joyce. I'll deal with it my own way.
Yeah.
I always have kind of deal. So Chloe being stubborn, but...
okay.
Yeah. In this, you also notice that there's 2 timelines that actually go on during this car ride. You see Chloe with the skull shirt on, and I think this is probably quote-unquote real Chloe, just because this Chloe shows up continually through here.
Yeah.
So I kind of think this might be the real Chloe or the Chloe from our game or something.
The actual timeline Chloe.
Yeah, the actual timeline Chloe, I guess. And then there's also Chloe who has a shirt with a pyramid with an eye in it, like the dollar bill has on it or whatever.
Yeah, the Illuminati eye or whatever.
Right, the Illuminati eye, right. So then there's Chloe with that shirt on too. So you see them, and they're it's a very subtle difference, for sure.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, the outfits look the same besides the shirts, so pretty good. After this, they arrive in Arcadia Bay. There's a banner for the Nathan Prescott Foundation at the entrance to the town.
Yeah.
Which, of course, heavy eye roll.
Yeah, oh, God.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he sucks. And unfortunately, he died, but
yeah, he's
not biggest deal.
Yeah, he's not a... Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
He's at worst, he's a piece of shit, and at best, he's a guy who's confused and has some problems.
Yeah.
And, whatever. I guess depending how you land there.
Yeah.
But not a great guy either way.
Nope.
And certainly has a douchebag for a dad. They park and they start walking around. Chloe sees a deer that she shoos away, which was interesting. I don't know if it would be the deer from the doe from the game or not. It's probably just a deer, but I don't know. It's still kind of jarring seeing it.
Yeah, and Max is pretty jarred too, because she's like, Chloe, do you see that deer? And Chloe's like, yeah, it's a deer. Go away, deer.
Right.
So that was either they're both seeing it and it's not actually there, or it's actually there and it's just a deer. So.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Then they walk a little further up the street and they see the destroyed Two Whales Diner. That was hard to see.
Yeah.
For sure. Wreckage, there's tape around it. caution tape or police tape or whatever. See that Max is upset and kind of freaking out. I don't know if I can handle this. And Chloe says this extended quote I wrote down that I thought was noteworthy, where she says, "Max, I'm going to repeat what you said to me many times when we first left. We don't know. We cannot possibly know for sure what caused the storm. We know some crazy shit happened. We know that you won't let crazy shit happen again. We know that I am here. We know that there was a storm. That's it. You can't shoulder it all. I can't. To believe our shitty personal lives can cause destruction on this level is narcissism." And I think that I like that Chloe said this, because I think it's probably what Max needed to hear, probably like a head level clearing, but also it shows how they've tried to process in the last year. Like, this statement's probably been said in a variety of ways over the last year by both of them to the other one.
Yeah, it almost kind of like avoid thinking about the fact that they probably did destroy the town, or Max's powers somehow destroyed the town. Because at least it's been a year, so maybe they've processed it more. But at the end of the game, at least, they both are pretty aware that, like, this is, if Chloe dies, the town's saved, and if she doesn't, the town is destroyed. At least that's what it seems like they're aware of.
Right.
So at this point, it's almost like they're just trying to, like, I'm not going to think about that. We don't know for sure. They're, like, almost convincing themselves that, nah, we probably didn't cause it.
And to be able to, like, exist in that. And I guess that, like, theoretically they caused the storm, but maybe they didn't. I mean, I guess it's like, it at least wasn't hitting at the end of the game if you're at the funeral. The storm wasn't there then. That doesn't necessarily mean it would never come, or some, you know,
true.
Like that. And so it's like, they seem linked, and they very well might be and are, but they might not be. And, like, I guess you can't know for sure. So it's like, how do you have to be able to continue on.
Yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't know how to process that either.
Right,
Definitely not a judgment on them. It's more of like a...
No, right.
It just kind of seems like... Yeah, a coping mechanism, which...
Right.
Better than other ones they could have, you know?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot different versions that could be bad. And so for them to kind of... This is what we need to recognize. I'm here, you're here. This is the situation. We're living with what it is.
Yep.
Or whatever. So... Chloe says this, but then we see two whales transform back into, like, a fully functional two whales, probably how it looked before the storm ever happened. Sort of deal. And Max goes inside, and when she walks inside, she sees Dana, the stroller, and a baby, and she's happy to see her. It looked like she was maybe just leaving her shift at Two Whales. This is super trippy.
Yeah.
You also see Max with a different Chloe. Here. It's pretty wild. Chloe, in, I guess, the present timeline or real timeline or whatever, walks over to Max, though, and holds her hand. And then she is also in this timeline, and it's her in her outfit there. She doesn't become the other one, but the new one's transported, I guess. Or the original Chloe is there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought she had on the same clothes she had on... I don't know how to even say it. The Chloe that was in there with Max before the current timeline Chloe was transformed there. I thought the clothes didn't change.
No, they do.
They did? Okay.
Yeah, when she holds hands, it switches to the skull t-shirt instead of the black shirt, pink pants one.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
When she holds her hands, she comes there. So it's really weird. It's trippy. So Chloe, though, is pulled into this other timeline, and I guess temporarily replaces the Chloe that was there, which is super trippy. She's there, and you can hear, and Dana says, "Oh my gosh, Joyce is going to be so happy to see you." And then you hear Joyce calling, and they go to turn there, and then they're back in the present timeline. Construction worker comes and kicks them out, says they shouldn't go in there. Max and Chloe talk after this, and Chloe is super upset, of course, because she heard her dead mom's voice and saw things that weren't there or whatever. And Max and Chloe both confirm that they saw this, and Chloe's upset. She ends up yelling at Max. Yeah, it's a bummer. Just the upsetness, and it would be just seeing this kind of other world. And yeah, so again with this one we do get the two timelines. We've got original Chloe in the sculpt shirt, and there's also Chloe wearing like a black shirt and she has pink pants on. So two timelines. And in this, Chloe says, okay, we had this interaction happen at the diner. Let's go to my house. So, so they head
brutal.
Yeah, they head to the Price house, and Chloe wonders if maybe Max is kind of having these time jumps forced upon her to give Chloe a chance to say goodbye to her mom. Maybe that's why, maybe that's why the time stuff happens, so you could lead me to finding out what happened with Rachel. Maybe that's why that happened too, so maybe this is similar. I know it seems dumb, but maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And Max says, sure, I'll go. And they walk into the Price house, and it seems abandoned.
Yeah, it's destroyed.
I guess probably most of Arcadia Bay is. It sounded like with the construction workers talking that there was like a part of Arcadia Bay that has been rebuilt, but a lot of it was a wreck.
Yeah.
They walk inside the house. Max is transported to a timeline, and Joyce is there, but Chloe isn't able to go with her. And we discover that this is the timeline where Chloe is killed by Nathan. And God. Joyce has like a scrapbook with this. And Chloe's not able to see or hear Joyce. She can't transport, but she recognizes it's happening. And Joyce likewise can't see or hear Chloe. So this is super rough.
Yeah, Chloe just knows what's happening, but
Chloe's like, "What's going on? Is my mom there? Tell her this. Why can't I see her? Why can't she see me?"
Yeah.
Max, while this is going, asks Joyce if there was a storm that had happened a year ago, and Joyce is confused and says no.
Yeah. So
that that
supports my claim.
Yeah, that supports that for sure. Yeah, that supports that big time. Joyce says no, is confused. Chloe's like sobbing at this point, like on the ground crying. Says, "Tell my mom that I love her if you can," whatever. And so Max like tells her that she loves her and gives her a hug. And then she's transported back to regular timeline and has a nosebleed and passes out.
Yep.
Issue over.
Yep.
Ooh.
Crazy.
Yeah, heavy.
Super brutal.
Yeah. So I guess giving some general thoughts on the issue. So at this point, I think we've seen 5 timelines. We saw 4 in this issue. We saw the skull shirt, which I think is the original, this pyramid t-shirt, the pink pants, and black shirt that was in the diner, and then this one where Chloe's dead. And then in the last issue, there was also one where Chloe had like a pink streak in her hair. And that Chloe did not show up in this issue. So I think there's at least 5 timelines.
So far.
Right. There could be many more. Because I know that in the last issue, they talked about seeing her mom and dad, which made it seem like William was alive in a timeline. But I don't know if one of the timelines that we saw in this is that one. Like, I couldn't confirm or deny that. So there's at least 5 timelines, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Some you get, but some more.
Right.
Some are harder. Some are easier.
Right. Like the pyramid one seems inconsequential when that happened. They were just in the car.
Yeah. And like Max didn't even seem to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but.
Yeah. I think that's probably true too, is that Max probably doesn't. I imagine Max is similar to the reader, where you see them when they're obvious.
Yep.
And probably miss them when they're not. Like I definitely wouldn't have caught all these timelines if I didn't read it like 3 times.
Yeah.
But
fair.
The first time I definitely missed the non-obvious ones or whatever. Like obviously recognize the diner or Joyce when Chloe's dead, but like those little minor ones I didn't catch. And
so who knows if there's even more?
Right. Yeah. Theoretically, there could be hundreds or something, which
just haven't caught them yet.
Yeah. Right. And with that, I guess, there could be ones where William's alive, or Rachel could be alive, or... I don't know.
Everyone's alive.
Everyone's right. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Max in the Vortex Club, and Chloe's paralyzed, maybe, if you let her live. I guess, or Max in jail, because she did kill Chloe. So,
oh, does that happen? Would you go to jail? I guess you would.
Probably.
Killed Chloe.
I guess you're not probably allowed. allowed to
Yeah.
do that.
I don't think it's legal. Not sure.
Well, and I guess even if assisted suicide was legal in the state, I imagine it has to be done by a professional and not Max.
Not a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would count, even if if assisted suicide is legal. I don't know if a non-professional would be allowed to do it.
That's fair.
So I don't know. Theoretically, there could be way more.
Yeah.
But it's definitely trippy seeing them interact.
We'll find out, I'm sure. I definitely found myself wishing it was longer. Like, I think I don't read comics very often, so I'm just used to like TV shows or video games normally.
Right.
Or movies that are long. Or even like a book, it's like much longer. So I think I just found myself like really wanting more.
Yeah.
This was really good, and like, I mean, it makes me excited to read the next one, but I'm just not used to comics. It's like, oh man, I could use like 20 more pages of this or something. Would have been sweet.
Yeah, I feel that. This is like the first comic that I've bought issues of like this. Normally when I've read them, it's when they have like something bigger. Like a trade paperback with 6 issues in it, or
Okay, yeah, like an actual book. Almost.
yeah. Or I got one that was Walking Dead has these ones that are compendiums, and they're something crazy, like 50 or 80 issues or something in them. So it's just like this huge book, but you can blaze through it if you want. But there's always more because it's so big.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's like you only get the, 20 pages or whatever it is.
Yeah, about.
Something like that. So I'm definitely want to, once it's all done, read all 4 in a row.
Straight through, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I think that would be nice to just get a big story version, like do it that way.
Yeah,
So
like an actual book.
yeah, so I feel like I might do that once we have them all or whatever. But also, of course, the Chloe scene at her mom's house, that was so rough.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, that was
twice being so close to your mom in one, like your dead mom in one timeline or whatever, and like jumping out of it real quick, and then in another one knowing your best friend's talking to her, and you can't do anything about it.
right, because
You're
dead.
Yeah, I don't even know how I would react to that.
Yeah,
That'd be traumatizing.
yeah. I think that's a thing in this. Is just that like they both experience trauma all the time, but in different ways. Like Max is traumatized by this too. You kind of see it and feel it more with Chloe.
Yeah.
But they both are. Like, how horrible is all of it? Like,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it would really suck. Because, yeah, I mean, Max obviously loved Joyce, too. And she has to...
Well, and she has to experience both ends, So she experienced being able to communicate with Joyce. But knowing Chloe, like, seeing Chloe on the side, being super upset. And then knowing she's going back to, like... That's rough.
Yeah, super rough. Yeah, that was super painful. Really well done. Like, just in, some pictures and words. Very, very well communicated, or communicated very well.
Yeah.
Like, I for sure felt sad. Super difficult to, like, read it.
Yeah.
It was I think that was probably my favorite, or most intense scene of the first 2 comics, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe the most intense of the 4, I guess we'll see, but...
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna keep
top
going.
that one. Yeah,
yeah, that was heavy though.
They'll throw something else at us.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy just to see Arcadia Bay being restored. You don't really see a whole lot of it, but just the fact that like the town's getting restored and there's new houses and stuff, it's kind of cool to get to go back and see that actually happening.
Yeah,
because you get a good dose of how messed up it is. In Life is Strange 1, sort of, as you drive through and leave, you kind of see the destruction. It's, like, bad.
Right.
Then, and then only a year later, it's like, getting there to being restored.
Yeah, trying to bring it back.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, it sucks that, like, the Prescotts are doing it because they suck, but
right.
That's cool they're doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess my last thing is just that, it feels a lot like the game. Like, Emma Vicelli, she's really captured the voice surprisingly well, I think, in this. It really feels like the game. Like, if you would have told me that the people who wrote the game were writing this comic, I would believe them.
Yep.
Because Chloe and Max sound like Chloe and Max. They don't... It's not like, oh, I know them in that situation, but it like actually feels like it, and the things they say are the things that the characters would say in the video game. And yeah, I don't know. It feels a lot like it. And even something like... Chloe being so close but so far away from her mom in that scene.
Yeah.
That's so Life is Strange.
Yep.
That's like perfect. That's like exactly the kind of like gut punches they give you.
Yeah.
It's super on point, and of course it looks really good. Like I don't know, I just really like this comic and am really looking forward to the next issue.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited. It's a bummer we have to wait a little bit, but not too long.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's our general thoughts. We've got a little bit of feedback from you guys on this. Nikki on Twitter wrote in and she says, I haven't looked into issue 2 yet. I'm kind of curious if they'll get into it better than last time, since I'm not really used to comics that are longer than 4-panel one-shots, and the time jumps in the first issue were confusing at first since they're not as clear as in the video game.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's definitely true. They're definitely less clear on the reading it than seeing it. Seeing it, it's a little bit more obvious.
Yeah, especially if you don't, like with me when I first read the first one, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, this is different. Why is it different? And I had to like go back and read, okay, it looks like a time jump, which I didn't know at first, so I was for sure confused as well.
Yeah.
Next we got Games and Groceries on Twitter. Says, it felt shorter than the previous comic, but it also seems to be setting up a big climactic ending. No spoilers here, but the established rules of time travel blew my mind and are super emotional. Yeah, it did seem shorter to me. Maybe that's why I felt like there could be more. But also, I just like it a lot, so I wanted there to be more content.
No, yeah. That Chloe could travel was really cool.
Yeah.
That she could follow Max into the other one by holding her hand.
Yeah, it's crazy cool. They haven't introduced that before. I mean, it makes sense they haven't because it's really complicated, but...
Right.
Yeah, very interesting.
Adam on Twitter said, I really enjoyed it. It felt very in line with the games, and it seems they've captured Max and Chloe perfectly.
Yep.
The story is almost certainly destined for an unhappy ending, which is on brand for Life is Strange, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know how you can like wrap up a 4-issue arc. I don't know how they will.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will make me feel bad though, like Adam says, because I don't know. If you're not feeling bad, I don't know if it's Life is Strange.
Yeah, you're going to feel something.
Right.
Something not great.
Yeah, it seems like they hit the emotional spots.
Yeah, for sure. We got Chris on Twitter. He says, somehow I don't think I'm getting the story I wanted, is what I thought when reading it. I don't even want to explain why. Yeah, I mean, it's fair. It's definitely, especially reading the first one. I think I had to read the first one twice. Or I think I stopped halfway through and started it over, actually, is what I did.
Okay.
Because, I feel like I was missing things. But I'm also not used to reading comics. So it's kind of, not that it's hard to read comics, but it's hard to, I guess, follow the story when it's just pictures and some minor dialogue.
Yeah.
So I could see someone feeling like that.
Yeah, I think it's different just that you're getting, 20 or 30 pages or 25 pages or whatever, how long a comic book issue is. It's pretty short, and so like it does tell a small story within it, but also it's kind of like part of a bigger thing, and it's kind of weird to only get it, especially in real time like this.
Yeah. Just
with how we consume a lot of things by binging them more often.
for
or
real.
Whatever. So it's weird. It's weird getting such a tiny piece.
Having to wait.
Yeah.
So it could be better like just to wait. So if you're like having trouble getting to it, just wait till all 4 are out, then.
No, it might be like how Amazon has the trade for this, where it's all 4 or whatever as one thing that you can buy in April or something like.
Oh, cool.
It's not a bad idea for probably a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I could see myself liking it too at this point.
Right. Obviously, since I'm already buying the issues, I won't buy it in the big version, but I don't know. It probably would be nice or helpful in that manner too. Derek on Twitter said, I loved it, and to me it's the perfect continuation of the Bay ending.
That's right.
When you mess with time and death, you will face consequences of your decisions. I'm holding my breath that it ends better than I anticipate it will. Issue 2 was very emotional to me, and I can't wait for issue 3. I really like it too as a continuation of the Bay ending. Like, it's cool. It gives you that ending. It doesn't nullify what other people did, and in fact, you intersect with a bunch of other timelines where things that weren't options in the game probably happened too. And I like that. I like that a lot as a continuation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if the game never is going to give us something, I'm pretty excited that we have this, and it's good.
Yeah, because you even get to interact briefly with the Joyce from the timeline where, Nathan does kill Chloe. And that's kind of canon too,
Right, yeah.
Yep, last we got Dan on Twitter. I really enjoyed it. I read it with bated breath. The story is very good, and I really enjoy the artwork very much. I'm hooked. I really want to know what will happen next. Can't wait for issue 3. I feel very similarly.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah. Really excited for more.
Oh, yeah. Super excited.
Yeah. So I guess that covers issue 2 for the Life is Strange comic. When issue 3 comes out, we'll be back with more discussion on that. So, if you want to write into us, please contact us at TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed@gmail.com. You can write into us on Twitter at StoryEverPod. We will see you next time.
Later.